All right, hi, this is Atticus, and welcome to Series 1, Episode 7 of our first look at Manor Lords. Now, we finished off Episode 6 with a fairly big battle out here, from which we emerged victorious. The one thing I noticed that was a bad deal was we ended up losing 3 retinue over here. And we lost 1 spear militia. That's 1 spear militia. That's actually pretty good. Yes, sire. If you run home. But that 1 retinue, I didn't like, or the 3 retinue we lost rather. I didn't care for that. That wasn't. That did not please me. Let's put it that way. Let's see. These guys. Oh, and I think the reason we lost them was because of our vegetable gardens. Ridiculous as that may sound. If you recall, I clicked on these guys and said, go fight, because, and it was bad generalship on my part. I didn't realize this Ironton retinue was actually fighting 2 brigands units at the same time. We sent them to help out. We sent them to attack one of them, and I think it would have been fine. Maybe we still would have lost 1, but we wouldn't. I don't think we would have lost 3. But they got hung up trying to route over there, and I did notice that. I remember thinking when I clicked it made a funny. It showed them like out here or something. So yeah, I think fighting away from the fences is probably a good idea. Apparently these are powerful vegetable fences we have here. So anyway, let's see if we can get these guys to go back to their place. And by the way, these retinues, I believe once you get them out, we could leave them out. You know, once you had a full retinue group, you could leave them out. But I kind of like to send them home. Just seems like the right thing to do. Send the poor guys home after they've been fighting for us. So let's get everybody sent home. And now we've had a lot of fighting here, and there's a lot of dead bodies. See, look at this. Fortunately, they're mostly enemy soldiers. Now, we got 2 things we can do and that we need to do. And if we look at this, well, this is a reload, so we probably don't have the message right now. But there are dead bodies on the ground. People, for some reason, don't care for that. So we're going to maybe make use of our church. Now, our church, here's what we're going to do. We're going to assign 1 family, and if you know what they are when we assign them, they're gravediggers. That's the only purpose for a church, is to dig graves. The church doesn't have I've said this before, the church doesn't have like a preacher or a father or whatever that people would go and have services, but occasionally people will go there to pray. That's the purpose for the church building, is just to have a house of prayer. Now, what we can do, there's only the one, we haven't upgraded this church yet. So what we can do is put in another thing in here under residential, which I think is kind of funny, a corpse pit. And we can build a corpse pit and bury these bodies, right? And I don't know, where do we have it? Near our town. I hate to put it way out here because it's kind of inefficient, but we'll build a corpse pit right out here. And we'll probably have to take people. Let's take our logger. Yeah, we've got plenty of fuel. Where's our firewood guy? And our firewood, and we need to be picking those berries. How much stone do we have? 106. Okay, we'll take the stone cutter, and they're going to go out here and build the corpse pit. And what they'll do is they'll build this pit, and then they'll go haul bodies and put them in a mass grave. So we're going to pretend, I don't think it's really like this, we're going to pretend that our gravedigger here is grabbing our soldiers who died and giving them an honorable burial in the churchyard, in the cemetery, and that all the enemy corpses are getting what they deserve, which is a mass grave. And I know that's disrespecting your enemy, but it's medieval times. We disrespect our enemies. All right, so what are we going to do this episode? Well, I think our lack of understanding at the start is going to eventually kill us. You know how we keep having sorry, I'm seeing things that need to be done. We need to start getting these berries. Seeing things, signs of decay, like here we keep having, it's always close on the food. It's never really great, although of course everything's 100%. Everything's perfect. Naturally. Make me out a liar. So everything looks great there for now. So maybe we can leave it. But the good news here is we do have all these veggie gardens, and that helps a bunch to give us another food type. And we're importing the grain in order to mill it into flour and bake bread, which helps as well. So maybe Ironton will survive, but ironically enough, Bountiful, which is supposed to be our food place, is not so great, and they have a ton of berries, but it's kind of all they've got. Yeah, they don't have a strong wild animals, and they don't have really anything else. Do we have any chicken coops or anything? I really wish there was I've said this before, I wish there was a view you could just easily see. Okay, there's no sign of chicken, there's no sign of anything. All right, we need to fix Bountiful. So I think we will need to apply what we've learned about food to Bountiful. So let's do that. All right, so here's our little food spreadsheet. And by the way, if somebody, I did get one request for it. I'll send a link when I feel like it's reasonably good. It's not now. It's just a plaything right now, and it'll always be just a plaything. But when it's a better plaything, I'll send you a link to it. So here's what we have. We have 25 level 1 plots and 3 level 3 plots. Oh wait, and that's probably wrong. Let me think about that. We have 25 plots overall. 3 of them are level 2. So let's go back. If we want current state, 25. So this would be 22. There's 22 level 1 plots and 3 that we've upgraded to level 2. And we really should think about where we want to end up. So we could go to level 3. If we didn't take the city to level 3, if we look at, I went out and got the data for what you have to upgrade, right? And if we look at this, to go all the way to large town, you can do that with 30 burgage plots. If you have 30 burgage plots, and you've upgraded half of them to level 3, and then 5 more in addition to that to level 2, and then the others are just level 1 still, you could hit large town. Now you would grow it much bigger than this, probably to make bigger production chains and stuff like that. But you could make it on that. So I think a reasonable approach to take, and it's certainly true through medium town, which would give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 development points to spend. 6 is the most you can get in one of your regions. 6 development points. So if we look at that's actually is kind of interesting. You can only do 6. So if you go these trade route, that's 2. So say you had one you wanted to do with farming, you could only potentially do 4 of these. You could not. There's no region that would have all these upgrades and go all the way up here that I'm aware of. I don't know how you would do that. So you kind of really do need to specialize your regions to be able to handle different things. So You know, if you assume you're going to go these two for everybody, which you wouldn't have to do, but if you did, I've only got 4 more. So if I want a town that specializes in making armor, and I would like to have a deep mine for my iron mine, would be make sense. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, and 4. You actually couldn't get the master armor making. So you really have to think about, if you're growing a bigger area, or growing all 8 regions or six regions or something like that, then you really have to think about specializing a region and then moving goods from region to region in order to support the other things you want to do. So I think that's kind of cool. That's a cool facet of the game. I hope they don't change that to where you could just research everything everywhere. I would hate to see that. But anyway, let's think about Bountiful. We do want to farm. If we get sheep breeding, we can buy sheep and eventually go up this route and get fertilization, this upgrade called Fence Up, where you can have your sheep grazing on your fallow pastures, which raises their fertility. But we certainly want to have irrigation. Apple orchards are very nice. And this is the path you would take, like orchardry and rye cultivation, if you were going to farm in an area that's not so fertile. So let me show you what I mean by that. If you were to look at fertility of emmer, for example, it's really good here, and it's not good here. Well, it's mediocre in Walden, or no, what do we call it now? Central. But if we look at rye, see, it's got more green. And you've got one over here. This is all green, but that's probably fertile anyway. Yeah, this one's fertile anyway. Here's one that's that's got some patches. It's patchy fertility, but rye is a little stronger, a little better. Not great, not like suddenly this is a great farming area, but decent. And then over here, rye fertility. Yeah, see, this is a good example. In Ironton, if we wanted to get away from importing that grain, we could set up rye farms right over here and grow our own rye, and then mill that grind it into grain in the farmhouse, and then use that grain in our windmill, and feed the oven and give these people bread with the rye. So if you wanted to farm here, and you didn't want to use your development points, but then again, you got to make your decisions. Do I want to use my development points here, or do I want to go here and make armor in this city or whatever? So, excellent game. Decisions to make all over the place at very minute levels and at very big levels. Now, why don't we just play a little bit? All right, so over here, we need help. And we need to start farming. Now, it's May. It's not a great time to start farms. But if we can get it, if we can build the farms, our starter farm set out here. How are we looking? We got some timber, not great. Do we have somebody working on it? We do. Let's look at our fertility for this town. Emmer is strong. You can't go wrong with emmer. Flax, really, I think for this playthrough, this time through, we're looking at barley and emmer, because we need to start making ale for that. So I think we're going to drive off the barley, look for good spots for barley that are also good spots for emmer. So we can see right here, you could do barley, I certainly do it here, and you could do it here, and we could do emmer around the whole thing very nicely. So why don't we put a farmhouse? Let's start with, what can we start with? Let's start with one farmhouse. Farmhouse. We'll put it like right here. And then let's do crop fields. And what we're going to do, one family can do about a little more than, I think it's around 6/10 of a Morgan safely. They can get that much done in a year. And the key with the farming is you have to be able to harvest and re-sow quickly to get your full growing season out of it. So why don't we do this? Let's see what happens if we build. We're going to build 0.3 Morgan farms in this area here. And I don't want them to be perfect little squares. I like them to have a little bit of kind of personality. So 2, 3. So there's 3. That would be 1 family's worth. Now, how many families do we want to devote to this? Oh, we got lots of people. Let's set up 4 of these setups, and we could just put them all in one house. I think we will. I think it's more efficient to have multiple houses. The game, you really do lose efficiency as you try to get more out of one house or one industry. Like if you add more people to a single industry, you actually get more. You actually lose some ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we have 12 farms. When I'm counting 12, I'm thinking of groups of 3 because they're all 3/10 of a Morgan. So 2 of them would be 0.6, and we want to rotate our crops to allow the fields to go fallow occasionally so that they regain their fertility. Now, I don't know if the game really wants you to do true crop rotation or if we could just grow crops. So for example, could we just put barley on these and wheat on these and call it crop rotation by letting it go fallow occasionally? But I think we're going to do true crop rotation and see what happens. So we're going to take this set of 3 and we're going to do a little pattern. Pretty simple, something like fallow, then barley, then wheat, and these 3 will move the fallow down. So we'll do this one will be wheat, wheat, then fallow, then barley, and then fallow will move down to the bottom here. And we'll do barley, wheat, and fallow. So that'll be those 3. Then our next 3, well, do we want to just keep doing that same pattern? Trying to think for any reason to. I just do the same thing, I guess. Wheat and fallow. Okay, so now we've given them orders. That means they're all active farms. You can set up your farms. Like we could reserve more space and set up a whole bunch of plots out here and it'd look pretty, but they wouldn't do anything. They would just lie fallow all the time until we give them orders like that. But that would be kind of cool actually to do that. But for now, let's get this going. We'll make this our highest priority item. I don't think we've got anything else going on. And I just want to make sure we got everything kind of staffed. Where's our woodcutter? It would also be nice if you could actually see related buildings. That would just a down the road nicety. If I could just go like, I'm looking for my fuel. Where's my fuel cutter? And I could see a view where I could find him. Because it's easy to get stuff lost, especially if you have a lot of trees. Where is it? I don't see a tree cutter anywhere. A wood cutter, I'm saying, that makes firewood. I don't see one. Let's put one out here. Now we'll make that the highest priority. All right, I think we're just going to stay here and work on this one for a while. So let's so go. Oh, and we need to do some other things with the food. Let's look at our spreadsheet again. Let's look at our spreadsheet again and say back to food coverage. All right, we need a plan for how we're going to do this. So I think eventually we're going to plan on bread being our number one thing. And the most reliable, really, we don't have rich berries or rich meat, do we? I don't think so. I think they're both normal. So veggies are the most reliable way to get a bigger food source behind bread. So we'll have veggies and bread as their main foods. Then their level 3 food, I think the berries should be able to handle that. Let's find out. Yep. As long as it comes back a 1 on your berry and meat, then you're good here. And we should be able to do meat as their level 4 food, as the 4th food type. Yeah, this is 0 now because, we don't have any level 3 plots. Eventually we will, but we want to make that. And then bread, eggs, I think we could think of them as a level 4 as well, kind of an additional one, and to stretch the others. So I think we need. We're going to put. How much money we got? Do we have any? Yeah, we got decent money. The quickest thing we could do is drop eggs in on a bunch of these. So if we did. Maybe if you had 10 egg producers here, then there's 10 units of food that's helping us stretch the other food. All right, so let's do that. Let's do okay, we got 9. We didn't have enough money to do the 10th one. That's okay. And let's just make sure. I've been away from this. Let's make sure we've got some exports going with planks. We could do the roof tile. I wish I'd saved. Wish I'd done this first. We've got a bunch of roof tiles we could export at a good price. So we'll come back to that. If we see the money go back up, our next thing will be export roof tiles. And let's just go. Let's let this build.
Come on, laddie.
Okay. Corpse pit. I saw the corpse pit got built. We have 3 workers. We're going to put 3 workers in that to get those corpses buried here in Central. Did you see that? I actually paid attention to the messages a little bit. Now they want more market space. Do they need it? Oh man. Yeah, they kind of do. Markets. We're going to blow up our markets. Oh boy, we're going to have a lot going on. We're blowing up our markets. Have we claimed all the regions? Yeah. Okay. Blow up the markets. Oh, they did a very nice job clearing that out. Thank you, guys. And let's put in a nice big market for them. There we go. Market space should never be a problem here. Now, market organization, that could be different. Okay, now, let's go back so we can watch this. Now, I want to get 4 families in here. And we'll get a family in here, making sure we're getting wood cut. And his range will be... shoot. Here. Oh, that must be as big as it can get. Either that or I'm clicking into something. Whatever, that's good enough. I want him over there cutting wood. And this logging camp, we could probably use another one. Let's move our logging camp. Out here. And we'll have to watch that. So what we'll see here is our farmers will come out and they'll start working the assignments that we gave them on these fields. They won't get enough done because when September comes, these are all going to switch over to another crop. And probably we could probably just not even do this. We didn't have so many people here. Wouldn't even mess with this, but at least we can kind of watch it happening. They'll get these things planted just in time for them to roll over to a new product. Let's get this done.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old drag. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
A woodcutter and Bountiful wants market space. It probably doesn't need it, but we could. Let's expand our market. We could take a different tack here. We've got the room. We could, since we don't have weird shapes or strange lack of room, we can expand the market area a little bit like that, and it wouldn't be bad to have another person here taking over a stall. And the granary here is quite small. It needs to be larger than that. I think I'd like to go road. Remove that road and put in another granary behind this one. Oh, yeah. Granary. And probably a storehouse too? Yes, why not? And like that. Okay. Oh, we got a little bit of coin. Let's get that trade route with the roof tiles. We'll open that one. And we'll export and save. I'll say 50. It doesn't matter. We're probably not going to sell that many. All right, so we're getting some supplies. We've got, thank goodness for berries. And notice all the eggs. We've got 9 eggs. That'll help even stretch the berries a little further until this farming can get going. All right, let's get that logging camp done. There's somebody out here working on it. Alright, good. Let's get somebody logging. So we can keep our supply going. So they're diligently working these fields. And going over here. What's our main thing we're doing over here? Oh, we're getting rid of all the bodies, and I think we've done so. And I'm sorry, I'm not very good at immersion, am I? See here, we got some graves here. That's for our folks. And we can take him off now. And the usual message that I can't stand. Over here, we've got 3 people working this. How would you know if you had any more bodies? It looks to me like they've cleaned up. Okay, I think we're cool. So you don't need to be working in a corpse pit all your lives. All right, so what do we want to do about this town? Well, we want to get these houses built, and we want to build a plan for this town to get their food production in good shape. And we probably want to move this out here. We don't have anybody on that anyway. Do we have anybody foraging? Yes, we do. Where's the hunting on it? Oh, it's over here. The hunting is over here. We have somebody on it. We don't have anybody out here on the clay. Let's see. And we have no clay, so but we probably have. Oh, that's right. Okay. Different town. Okay. Get somebody on the clay. Get somebody on the furnaces. We can start making roof tiles. Then we can upgrade our church. We've already got the upgraded manor. So we want to upgrade. Here we want to upgrade the church, and we want to expand our housing out, get a few more people, and then deal with food here. So food here, different story. Let's go see what we can do about that. Right here we've got 17 total. 2 are level 2. So 15 of these, 2 level 2s, and they have a regular berries and a regular meat, same kind of deal. So, whoops. So to get them going, we probably would want a similar plan to this. Bread, veggies, berries, meat. And we would eventually want to be more like 30 plots here. But for now, let's get this going. We could do 5 veggies, and then we could throw down a bunch of chickens. Do they have any money? They have a little bit of money. So this one, I'm going to span that out to get another worker. And we're going to have some, oh, I meant to do it backwards. All right, you are going to grow veggies. I'm going to demolish that and rethink it. And then we have chickens here. There's 2. 6, 7. That's all we can afford. Okay. That's progress. All right, let it run, let it run. And let's check exports here. Oh, let's put somebody back on the stone. Where else did we steal them? I think, yeah, firewood. Okay, let's do double check, see how we're making money over here. We're exporting some stone, which is fine. And that's about it. Okay. Okay, we have no builders here. We got plenty of fuel, so that happiness seems to indicate, the approval seems to indicate we got rid of the bodies. Oh, we're not taxing these people. Let's give them some tax and some tithe to help us with our influence. Logging camp. Put somebody on it. Okay. Here I'm going to build, and I'm rethinking the whole thing. I've heard advice that says don't use the double house plots, and I think I respectfully disagree with that. So we're going to build a nice one here and put veggies in, and let's go back over here and see what's happening. It's just doggies. You can see we're getting some fields planted. In fact, we've gotten, it looks like, yeah, we've gotten them all planted, because remember, 4 of them will always be fallow and eight of them will be doing something. Now, here we could take these people off, but I think what we'll do is, and we can leave them because we've got more people. It's one of the problems. We've got a lot of people not getting anything done for us. So let's go with a windmill. We'll eventually need that. I'd like to have it close to the setup and efficient, but I'm more interested in, almost more interested in close to the setup, because we're not going to be a long time before we grow enough. Here would be good. And then have a bakery right behind it, communal oven, or right near it, right across the street would be fine. All right, so hopefully that doesn't change his efficiency. But it doesn't matter. 100% efficiency is beautiful, except that if you can't keep it going because you don't have enough wheat, it kind of doesn't matter, does it? All right, so we can get bread going here, and even barley for an ale house. And that would be another nice food type, and that will stretch the other foods that we have out a little bit. Right now we're just berries with a little bit of eggs. And we've got some more money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9. Let's go. I'd like to have kind of 10. I don't know why, but 10 seems right to me. We'll have 10 egg producers. Helping to stretch our berries, the meat. Really, we're feeding these people with berries, and we're stretching them out with some eggs and a little bit of meat. And we should be pretty good on hides and leather. Yeah, we got a lot of hides. Are we making shoes? We are not. Let's fix that. Let's go here. And you become a cobbler. Start turning leather into shoes. And the shoes route, you seem to kind of drown in shoes. Because you only your upgraded houses need it. And I think what we'll do here is look to see, we need 3 more upgraded houses. So why don't we go 1, that one's already a 2, 2, that one's already a 2, 2. And we need a little bit more. Well, when you, I'm stuck here, guys. I couldn't get it to click anywhere. We need a little more timber to do one more upgrade. That'll take us up another level. That'll give us another point. Then we can start thinking about what we want to do, and we probably want to think about getting in here somewhere. We could do orchards and irrigation. Or we could do sheep breeding. We might want to do sheep breeding.
Carry this alone.
Just to see that functionality.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
And this forager's hut is gone. Depleted. Oh. Goodness. You disband, and this is the big OOO, disband this. Now, are we bringing it? Yeah, look, we are importing some spears and shields here. So we can have a full militia in Ironton. And look at the food at Ironton, 0. We'll fix that next. I think we're doing. Are we doing heavy tithing there? Yeah, it's only 20%. I mean, we should be able to tithe a lot more. If we had really good food production, you could tithe 100%. You know, if you have any excess, give it to the church every month, knowing that you're going to be able to replenish it. But we are not in that situation, so at least not yet. All right, so let's see what's going on here. This is meant to be a vegetable garden. Go for it. All right, Bountiful. We got our, look at that. We got our windmill and our communal oven. Of course, we don't need to do anything with them because there's not going to be anything to do. There's not going to be grain to mill or any flour to bake. This is. I'm going to put in a vegetable garden.
Oh, this is heavier than it looks.
Here. That's 3.
We all know what that means.
Uh-oh. Where did that happen? Okay, in Bountiful, the animals have migrated. Our hunting camp is here. I don't think there's any harm in having the hunting camp right next to the animals, but if somebody knows differently, tell me. I kind of like the idea of them being right on the edge of it. So let's move it to there. Hook it into our road network. Demolish that one. And let's put somebody in this so that they can... He was running a stall, which is no good. So let's get this built, and then we'll move the hunter over. Now we'll see all these crops here. There, it's September. So now they're going to harvest. So the yield is 0. And the yield is 1 and 0. And that's okay. We knew it was going to be next to nothing. So, but what'll happen is they'll go through the harvesting process, and then they'll plow it and seed it for next season. And that's why you don't want giant fields, because if we had just big, say 1 Morgan fields out here for each family, they might not make it through. They might not finish the sowing in time or the harvesting and stuff from the last time. And so you would actually get literally nothing. Now, granted, we're getting nothing this time, but we expected it. We were in the middle of summer. We were mid-summer when we actually started this process, right? So that's no good, but that's okay. We should be good now. We should have a rhythm. So next year, next harvest season, we should have good bread production, and we're already set with our oven and windmill when that happens to start making bread here in Bountiful. In the meantime, we've got a few chickens, and we really could use our second food source. We really could use veggie gardens, and I kind of don't want to go much over 30 plots. But it's okay if we do. I want to go down this way where we're not going to be farming. Why don't we set up some, let's set up, and what would it be like to just set up a big veggie garden like this? And like that, and just take it down to 1. Yeah, see, that's no good. All right. Narrow here. Widen out. Make it 1. That's no good. And when I say no good, I want a larger... What would happen if I put something like a forester's hut? Right here. And then tried to build my housing like that, and reduced it to 1. That's still, it's not far enough over. Okay. This takes some playing, and it may or may not be worth it, but we're going to give it a shot here. We'll put a forester's up and scoot it over a little bit longer. Okay. Now if we go with house, we can go here to here, come out like that, and reduce it to 1 unit, and it still sucks. And we'll scoot it over a little bit more.
Let's get to work.
Oh, that really sucks. I want this house to go right there. I guess the other way to do it would be to I wish it had an option you could say, I don't want that. I just want, I guess I need to become better at building. So let's go out a little further. Oh, that's a veggie garden. There, that's pretty good. 2. That'll be 3 veggie gardens out there. Okay, we'll get some food there. Okay, Bountiful is leveled up. So what are we going to do with them? Definitely going to be farming. I think sheep breeding. And next episode we'll look at getting sheep in here. And we could just do the sheep and maybe just create clothes with it or whatever to start with. Maybe as an export or as an augmentation for this town. And yeah, and then eventually think about getting the grazing, the fence up so we can have our sheep grazing on our fallow field. Now we'll see. This is going to take a little while for this to happen. I wish I'd, in hindsight, the first year or two of Bountiful's existence, that would have happened. I think it would have made everything a little bit different. That's why we're playing to learn. So next episode, again, we'll get into some sheep and some buying of livestock and hopefully some breeding of livestock. Then we'll look at going out here to Nuslo and setting up a new one here. And I'm seeing here it's got this rich iron deposit. I'm thinking we're going to make Nuslo into an armor making site. And would have done that in Ironton. I didn't quite know what I was doing. I think is one way to put it. We'll figure it out. And I hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying playing the game. There's gaps between the videos because I'm spending that time researching and learning new things and figuring out other items. And I think we'll build. You'll see Nuslo be a fairly different start from what we've done with the other 3. I mean, a lot of it will be exactly the same, but there are a few things that I would want to tweak that are going to be quite different. So, again, I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Manor Lords video. Thank you.